Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So we got Ali G here at Ali_G_Ali_ on Twitter. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell admitted that the United States must make progress on central bank digital currencies. He is warning that if this does not occur, the U.S. is at risk of losing the dollar's place as the world reserve currency. Okay. What does this mean? Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell admitted the United States must make progress on central bank digital currencies or risk losing the dollar's place as the world reserve currency. During a House Committee on Financial Services hearing on Wednesday, Representative Tom Emmer of Minnesota asked Powell what substantive recent actions have been taken by the agency to understand CBDCs. The Fed chairman confirmed that they are on top of the issue but did not specify what are the recent actions being taken. We owe it to the public that we serve to be up to speed. If this is something that is going to be good for the United States economy and the world's reserve currency, which is the dollar, then we need to be there and we need to understand it first and best. Going to continue down here. Powell confirmed the US dollar's position as the world reserve currency and that if CBDCs will reinforce the dollar's position, then the agency will make sure to take steps. It understands the possibility of adopting said CBDC stable currency. They're saying China is already ahead of the CBDC race as it has piloted the virtual yuan in key cities and establishments. The People's Bank of China governor downplayed the pilot tests, saying, such tests were just regular routine. But the fact is that they are already testing, and that this testing has analysts pointing out that the US could lose the CBDC race, and this might result in the US dollar being replaced by the Chinese renminbi as the world's global reserve currency. It is obvious, guys. The race is on, and the United States needs to step up in order to solidify their place on the world stage, continuing to have that greenback as the world reserve currency. And Jerome Powell is saying, look, we need to do this, guys. We need to compete with China. We need to be better. We cannot be complacent. We cannot sit on our laurels. And why this is important is because this is great for the overall crypto space. If the United States realize, oh, hey, wait, if we lose our place as holding that global reserve currency, that's not good for business for us. So it kind of goes hand in hand with cryptocurrency adoption as a whole. The United States sees they have something to lose, and hopefully that might help propel cryptocurrency regulation moving forward. So guys, the market not looking too great today, but not looking too bad either, I suppose. Right now, XRP trading at 0.189, so just under 19 cents, just, kind of still hovering on low volume. We got BTC trading at 93.84. Again, trading on low volume, not really making any spectacular moves. And VeChain, what do we got here? VeChain trading at 0.0085 cents. So again, not a lot of volume, not a lot of movement. And guys, I saw this from CoinDesk. So Mike Novogratz, we know Mike Novogratz has a stake in Ripple and XRP. He says Galaxy Digital will suck if Bitcoin fails to become an institutional asset. Novogratz is a Wall Street veteran, and he loves a compelling narrative. He says Bitcoin specifically is a story about adoption, and the next big group that's going to adopt Bitcoin as a store of value, as a digital gold, are going to be financial advisors. Earlier this week, Galaxy Digital announced it had partnered with the educational arms of CAIS, the financial product platform that specializes in connecting institutional investors, financial advisors, hedge funds, private equity to alternative investments and products. The tie-up will see Galaxy provide educational content about crypto to wealth managers and financial advisors. Although the course will offer material on the broader digital asset space, as well as on the emerging market infrastructure, it will revolve around Bitcoin, because that is the narrative that people understand, at least at this moment, especially for these institutional investors that might not know a lot about cryptocurrency as a whole. They most certainly will have heard of Bitcoin, and it is something they can just wrap their head around. It's really a sweet partnership, Novogratz said. Galaxy can make Bitcoin's investment case directly to the strata of society that controls most of the country's wealth. CAIS is spectacularly situated to help us educate them and then connect them to sell our products. So looking to promote the Bitcoin brand and crypto as a whole. So Mike Novogratz also doing his part in order to promote the cryptocurrency industry and to get these Wall Street types, these financial advisors on board to be able to explain to their clients, hey, look, these are cryptocurrencies, these are emerging assets. You need to learn about the benefits of these and how they're going to change the world, and then maybe you might change your tune to whether you should be holding them or not. I'm sure there are still a lot of people very leery still about cryptocurrency, holding cryptocurrencies in their portfolio, especially, if you are a traditional investor, used to, holding stocks, bonds, precious metals, whatever. Chances are this is a big step for you. And so Mike Novogratz also spreading the word there. Guys, I will link these articles in the description if you want to read the full thing. This one was kind of lengthy. It looks like CoinDesk actually did interview Mike Novogratz and has some lengthy quotes here. So again, I'll link it in the description for those of you guys who want to peruse at a later time. I want to keep moving here because there's a lot to cover. So this from XRP Crypto Wolf, the Bitcoin market is totally dominated by a tiny number of professional traders. So are we surprised about this? We know Bitcoin is the leading cryptocurrency, and we know that it is the leader of the market. We also know that most traders trade Bitcoin. It has the most volume, and it was also the first. So here's the article from Forbes. The Bitcoin market is totally dominated by a tiny number of pro traders. Bitcoin is increasingly being thought of as digital gold, with high-profile investors turning to it as a hedge against potential inflation. The Bitcoin price, up some 30% since the beginning of this year, has faltered recently, but many Bitcoin bulls expect it to continue climbing, with trading volumes rising during the beer flu pandemic. Now it's been revealed professional traders are firmly in control of the Bitcoin market liquidity, accounting for 85% of all the US dollar value of Bitcoin sent to exchanges, with most Bitcoin buyers treating it as digital gold and holding it for the long term. This dominance of the Bitcoin market means professional traders are the most significant contributors to large market movements, as we've seen in the past. These whale alerts, large amounts of Bitcoin being moved from one wallet to another, and large amounts of Bitcoin being sold off or bought up. This is what causes the rallies and the declines in the market. They talked a little bit about the crash that we saw in mid-March because of the beer flu pandemic. And however, professional traders are few in numbers, moving all that value in just 39,000 transfers per week, an average in 2020. So despite the fact that there is not a large amount of traders, but the amount that they hold is able to move the market like this. Okay, similarly able to move the market like this back last year. So these are whales, guys. These are heavy hitters in the space, and they are the ones who are really dictating Bitcoin price movement. Retail traders, on the other hand, categorized by Chainalysis as those who deposited less than $10,000 worth of Bitcoin on exchanges at the time, make up the vast majority of exchange transfers, accounting for 96% of all transfers sent to exchanges on an average weekly basis. Meanwhile, the number of Bitcoin transferred per week has climbed to highs not seen since early 2018. So that's an interesting point to note, the fact that we haven't seen as many Bitcoin transfers as we have seen since 2018, which was at the height, early 2018, which was at the height of the last bull market. The beer flu pandemic and lockdowns put in place to slow the disease's spread triggered a wave of interest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So still at the mercy of a small amount of big Bitcoin whales moving the market. But guys, they're going to want to cash out at a higher price too, and the narrative is what the narrative is. That Bitcoin is going to reach 6 digits, and you don't think these whales also want it to reach 6 digits? Of course they do, and they are going to do what it takes to get it there, even if this is the case. Not only that, the FOMO that'll kick in once we start to see Bitcoin price rise again, that continual momentum will also help the rest of the crypto market, and we will see our altcoins rise as well, including XRP. But despite all this, guys, XRP hodlers are apparently in the red en masse. That's why I keep asking, what is your cost average price? Are you in the red or are you in the black? Well, here's an article suggesting you are probably in the red. Okay, this from Cointelegraph. XRP Army's cost basis per coin is $1.38, 7 times the current price. So most XRP investors are deeply in the red, according to Mazzari crypto analyst Ryan Watkins. Using realized capitalization as the metric, Watkins made the claim in a June 16th tweet that XRP's aggregate estimated cost basis is $1.38, based on the realized cap of the cryptocurrency. As the current value of XRP is 19 cents, this would mean that token holders paid on average more than 7 times the price. Well, I can ask you guys, and you can put it in the comments section, did you pay more on average for XRP, more than $1.38? What is your cost average price? I mean, a lot of us have been in this space now for about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, and we've had plenty of opportunity to bring that cost average price down. So I don't know if this holds water or not. They do say here that the realized capitalization of a token is a metric created by crypto analytics site Coinmetrics. It is calculated by valuing each unit of supply at the price it last moved on its respective blockchain. According to Watkins, the metric can be used as an estimation of the aggregate cost basis of a crypto asset. The metric is meant to present realized cap in a more familiar per coin format, Watkins said in a follow-up tweet. So realized cap, using this data, Messari calculated the realization capitalization of XRP at roughly 43.25 billion as of June 15th, and not the 6 billion market cap determined by multiplying the total value of XRP in circulation by the market cost of each token. So you guys can see down here, there's a chart from Messari showing XRP here down 86.5% aggregate profit and loss with the implied cost basis of $1.38. And they brought up an interesting stat, I don't know where it was now. Right, despite XRP having only closed above $1 on just 2.1% of its trading days, XRP's aggregate estimate cost is $1.38. So looking at the charts, just looking at the statistics, they are assuming that most of us are in the red, but I really doubt that. Most of us have paid over 7 times what the price is today. If you've been smart, you've been cost averaging down. That's what I've been doing, guys, over the last 2.5 years. I think the most I paid for XRP was over $1, but it was just once and it was a small amount. Back in March, I bought a bulk of XRP when it went under 20 cents the first time, and I think my cost average right now is about 0.307 cents per XRP. Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. The thing that a lot of people don't realize is that XRP is going to be a monster. And so, whether your cost average is 30 cents, 35, 25, whatever it is, it kind of really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Think of if you were, complaining about buying Bitcoin at 25 cents or 30 cents or 45 cents. Does it really matter today? Think about it for a second. Did it even matter 3-4 years ago? Kind of not really, right? When Bitcoin, when these crypto assets take off and when they hit, double, triple, quadruple digits, we are all going to be laughing on the way to the bank. That is just the fact of the matter. Guys, I saw this from Matthew Liny on Twitter. U.S. crypto exchange PayBito adds Ripple's XRP. That's right, U.S.-based cryptocurrency exchange PayBito has added Ripple's XRP to its platform, expanding the portfolio of crypto assets listed under it. The firm announced today. This recent addition escalates the trading options for all of PayBito's global users. PayBito has the world's leading crypto coins listed under it and has been in expansion mode since the beginning of the year, according to the exchange. Here's a quote. PayBito is always open to listing cryptocurrencies that have displayed trading credibility and potential for immense growth, providing they meet the regulatory directives. The addition of new coins helps us to serve our users better by allowing them easy access to varied trading options. It also encourages people to diversify their crypto portfolio, which ultimately benefits the mainstream adoption of growth of cryptocurrencies and crypto trading, said Raj Chowdhury, managing director at PayBito. So adding XRP to their list, a great addition. Great for the next bull run. Great if they want to get business because, as I keep saying, XRP high on that list of cryptocurrencies. When people see it, they're going to want it. That's exactly what happened to me in the last bull run. It was November, and I was like, how can I get my hands on some XRP? The first batch I ever bought of XRP was at 70 cents. Just going to show you guys here real quick. If you haven't heard the story before, was at 70 some odd cents. It was in and around this level here after this first burst, and I saw XRP just rise and rise and rise and rise. Then it started coming down again, guys, and I think once it kind of rebounded a little bit, once I saw that it was coming to rebound up here, that's when I bought more of it because I thought to myself, you know what? This bull run's going to continue. That was a mistake, obviously. I didn't realize what I do now about the crypto space. I had literally just gotten into it. I was used to the stock market trading on that, and I thought, how different could this be? Boy, was I wrong, but that's okay. I didn't have that much at the time. I've learned a lot since then, and I've increased my position since this point by about 20x. So now I'm happy. Now I'm excited for the next bull run. And the fact that we're seeing more and more of these on and off ramps, this is great for the space as a whole. Now, guys, PayID. this is the biggie. The biggest news since yesterday. We've heard a little bit about it. David Schwartz has weighed in. We have a clip from Brad Garlinghouse about PayID and a few others in the space. So I'm going to go over what it is briefly, but then get into the nuts and bolts of PayID. Okay, so first off here, I originally saw this, now so many people were sending me this, from Matthew Liny. Ripple launches PayID, allowing users to send digital payments across different platforms. So we know what it is. Email is a popular technology in part because it doesn't matter which service you use. A Gmail user can send a message to someone with a Yahoo account and vice versa. Yet when it comes to sending cash on the internet, services are fractured. And this, guys, is what PayID strives to solve. Now, it was launched by a coalition led by the cryptocurrency company Ripple. PayID offers customers with equivalent of an email address a distinct and easy-to-read ID that works with any service provider. So, guys, interoperability, this is going to level the playing field. This is what's going to allow people to send money seamlessly. So, for example, it means you could create an ID such as Jeff $Roberts one day, and then you can receive transactions from banks, PayPal, Western Union, or even a Bitcoin wallet. So right now we have those cumbersome, lengthy wallet addresses. That's going to be a thing of the past. We are now going to be able to, at least through this initiative, put in an address such as Jeff $Roberts, and you can send money to somebody instantly that way. The same way we can send an email instantly with an email address. So Ripple has dozens of partners, including Bitcoin wallet provider BitPay and a privacy-focused browser called Brave. But none of them are everyday names like Venmo, meaning PayID is, for now, just one more payment silo and an obscure one at that. So there is some work to be done, but this is the step that Ripple obviously has to take in order to promote this, in order for this to become a reality in the mainstream. So some of the downsides to this, at least for companies, is that although it will be easy or relatively simple for consumers and businesses to use, there are competitive reasons why payment companies may loathe to embrace this, namely a payment protocol that works across platforms could undercut their ability to make money from a captive user base. So right now, obviously we have companies being able to make money off the fact that sending money isn't that easy. So, they make money off fees, so on and so forth. But part of the reason why PayID was introduced is that it could be a competitive hedge against the Libra coin, Facebook's Libra plan, their ambitious plan to create a new global currency platform. Facebook and the Chinese payment giant Alipay want to create closed proprietary networks. Even someone as big as PayPal should be wary. So some information on PayID from this Fortune article. Thanks so much, Matthew, for that. We also got Galgatron here giving his point of view. So awesome. It's like an email address for your crypto using the $ in place of an @ symbol. The most important aspect is it sets the stage for a level playing field. XRP Gator down here says, that's insane. An open source web protocol that uses $ for payments in the same way the @ symbol separates your name from your domain for your email address. Think about that. We use that one @ symbol 100 times a day. This impacts everyone everywhere from now on. Joe Smo says, it is incredible. I just wonder how the underlying linked payment networks are affected once payments are abstracted away from their rails/networks. How is this not a massive threat for Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal? If I understand correctly, the demand could be currently unimaginable. Helicopter Person addresses Galgatron. It is an awesome idea for the financial future and simplicity. However, I'm struggling to get my head around how this is positive news for XRP. Well, Galgatron responds, on a level playing field where the technical merits of each coin can directly compete, XRP is going to obliterate the competition for payments. Matt Feudal down here says, Galgatron, is this like a layer on top of Interledger? There are some similarities in high-level structures / what is it? Always excited to wake up to just an explosion of positive adoption connection with Ripple. And Galgatron responds, it's just a standard that's agnostic to underlying payment systems, including ODL, Swift, ILP, etc. Jesus asks, will PayID use Interledger? And Galgatron responds, it's just a naming convention. Ginger Monkey, any news on when it's going live? Obviously no news on that yet. Mancho brings up a good point. Give Directly Early XRP Adopter is a non-profit that works with the notion of universal basic income. This is what I first thought you meant by level playing field. How do you see this leveling that other field, the unbanked? So he's talking about Give Directly here, a link to PayID there. And Galgatron responds, the context of level playing field I was using was in reference to choosing which cryptocurrency to make the transaction with. And the thing is, this is going to be interoperability to the max. Okay, it's going to replace so many other structures in the payments world that we can't even fathom how this is going to be a game changer yet. Jamie Daniels says, could it replace Swift IDs for institutional payments? Yes. David the Day down here, this is big. PolySign is also on PayID's site. So yeah, PolySign is, can't see that there, but PolySign, just one of the founding members. This from @XRP_Stewart on Twitter. Here are some of the members that are part of this initiative, and all these guys in cozy with Ripple, of course, BitGo, BitPay, Bitso, Bitstamp, just to name a few. We got blockchain.com, Brave, BRD, BitTrue, Coil, just naming a few guys, coins.ph, crypto.com, Flutterwave, Coinfield, Huobi, FlashFX, GateHub, PolySign, a biggie, Mercury FX, Uphold some, and of course, Ripple guys. Not going to name them all. I will link this tweet in the description if you guys want to read further. So we've also got David Schwartz weighing on this, and here's what David has to say. So David Schwartz tweeted, PayID can do so many things, and here's his thread. So A, PayID provides human-readable payment addresses for cryptocurrency payment systems. That's the biggie. Because if we had to remember everybody's Bitcoin or XRP address, that would be crazy, wouldn't it? B, he says PayID provides a single destination address for multiple cryptocurrency and fiat payment systems. C, PayID gives cryptocurrency companies a way to meet regulatory requirements, such as the travel rule. And D, PayID can provide cryptographic proof that payments were delivered to the correct destination. Which of these features do you think is most important to make sending payments as easy as sending an email? Well, I think the one thing that is fairly obvious here is the human readable crypto. If you have an address in front of you and it's like, 24 or 36 or how many ever characters long it is, you're going to double check, triple check, make sure that you get that address right. But if you can just send money with a few quick clicks, like you send an email, just make sure that email address is right, send the money, boom, Bob's your uncle. I think that is going to be one of the most important things. Other people here saying, of course, regulatory compliance, that is one that we take for granted, but clearly being in this space, we don't take it for granted. And, one address for crypto fiat at 25.1%. So interesting there. David Schwartz also discusses more about this, replying to Bread Garlic House on Twitter. David Schwartz, what happens when someone sends a payment to PayID address and it doesn't support that particular payment rail, i.e. accidentally sending, say, a Tezos to Bitstamp PayID with the system show an error before the payment is made, like instant SEPA? And David Schwartz responds, you can implement it so that it simply won't work. So if you try to send me Bitcoin and I don't have a way to receive it, the payment fails. You can also search for bridges or conversion routes. The other thing is, one of the cool things PayID can do is act as a way to access an array of bridges and conversion services. As services exist to bridge different payment rails, users can have more and more payment combinations that just work. Lord Sausage Beast down here says, isn't this like opening all the XRP corridors all at once? That's how I read it. XRP Gator says that's what I read as well. And XRP IPO says, in 2030, when we look back at our route to mainstream, do you think this day will be one for the Hall of Fame? I can totally see that happening. It's always... we never know what's going to be that next big thing. When I first signed on to Facebook, a friend from my university days told me, we were in university at the time, she told me, hey, look, this is Facebook. You should sign up for this. It's kind of fun. And I thought, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, I got MySpace. Do I really need Facebook? But okay, fine, I'll do it. And there were so many other ones coming out too. Like, who remembers Friendster? Who's old enough to remember Friendster? But we look back on that and we laugh. But at that time, we didn't know what was going to be big. We didn't know what was going to change the world. If you could have bought Facebook stock back in 2006, which it wasn't on the market, the IPO wasn't launched until 6 years later in 2012. But if you could, and you were paying 25, 30 cents a share at that time, would probably be the price, considering the company really wasn't much of anything. Think of how much you would have stood to benefit only a few short years later. Well, guys, this is us with XRP. There are going to be detractors. There are going to be people in the space saying that is stupid, but all you have to do is look at Ripple, what they're doing for the XRP ecosystem, how they're building crypto adoption in the United States and worldwide. Hodl on to that XRP investment and just be patient. This from XRP_Croat on Twitter. And he posted this quote here from Curtis Wang, co-founder and CEO of BitTrue. PayID is one of the biggest leaps forward for cryptocurrency adoption. The ability for users to share their addresses through a pronounceable and memorable format will help demystify the payment process for millions. This is what we need. A level playing field, a way to do this so that everybody can send payments without being intimidated. I know that might sound ridiculous, but think of how intimidating email was 20 years ago, and now think of how many people send it on a daily basis, even just to send a one-word reply. Yep, got it, good, sure. Okay, got it's 2 words, but you get my point. Going to continue moving along here, guys. This from XRP Goat. If you host your domain already, it takes 5 minutes to set up a PayID. So this courtesy of Hammertoe on Twitter. Thanks for the write-up. And apparently, they're already giving instructions on how to set this thing up. So this from Matt Hamilton at Hamiltoe on Twitter. Static serving PayID addresses. So he gives a little bit of a description. What is PayID? And then setting up your PayID. Guys, I will link this in the description for those of you guys interested in that. Some may be more techie than others, so looking at this might not be terribly intimidating. Nevertheless, I wanted to thank Matt Hamilton there. Also wanted to thank XRP Goat for posting this resource here. And this from Adam Sky at AdamSky67 on Twitter. With all the great news about crypto projects and especially XRP and Ripple with PayID, we're really following the path of these different steps to mass adoption. It's self-explanatory, isn't it? We're so close for big change in the finance and economic space. And just look, guys, at the evolution of blockchain throughout the years. Right now, we're in this stage here, the 2019 to 2021 stage, the industrial stage, formation of the core platforms, phased application of blockchain technology. And by 2022 to 2025, that's when we're going to see the industry mature. After the various blockchain projects are effective, they will enter a fierce and rapid stage of market competition and industrial integration. The industry leaders will be formed. Guys, we are stepping from 4th to 5th stage right now, and we are moving our way very, very quickly to the 6th stage. This is, I think, boom time for crypto projects and when we're really going to see most of our growth in our cryptocurrency assets. We'll probably see a little burst shortly within the next 6 to 12 months, but realistically, 2022, 2025, that's when we are really going to see gains. So guys, be sure not to take too much crypto off the table, not financial advice, just my opinion of what I would do. Never sell it all, guys. Never sell it all. Think of if you bought Bitcoin at 10 cents and you sold it at 80 cents. Sure, you did all right, but then think about the opportunities you would have missed along the way. Never sell all of it. We've got Brad Garlinghouse here from New Creation Capital. He sent me this New Creation Cap on Twitter. Just going to play you a little clip here of Brad Garlinghouse yesterday on Fast Money.
Absolutely. So at its core, Ripple has been all about enabling what we call an internet of value. Let's make all of these different networks that really don't talk to each other interoperable. We've all had the experience where, when you ask a friend, you say, hey, I need to pay you money. Are you on Venmo? Are you on PayPal? Or outside the United States, maybe Alipay or PayU. Isn't it funny, when I ask somebody for a phone number, I don't say, are you on AT&T? Are you on Verizon? I just get their phone number. The idea behind PayID is to simplify the ability to send someone money the same way, to make it easy as sending an email. I don't ask someone, are you on Google or Yahoo? I just send an email. And so PayID enables, whether you're a large bank, or I'll use a very successful regional bank in Chicago called Byline Bank. If you're an account holder there and I want to send you money, it should be as easy as typing Brad $Garlinghouse, and whether it's resolving to a Byline Bank or to Bitcoin. All of those naming infrastructure can be much simplified and interoperable.
So he talks a little bit about the naming infrastructure and how that can be more simple and interoperable. They're on the right track here, guys, and they certainly have the partnerships to back them up. This will indeed change the face of finance, change the way we send money. A huge next step in the Ripple and XRP story. It seems like we've been waiting so long for mass adoption, but realistically, it is just around the corner. How much longer can you wait? Do you have the patience to wait to 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 to be a crypto millionaire? Retire at what, 29 years old? Okay, I'm older than that, but for some of you guys, this could be a life-altering moment before you even hit 30. And for all of us XRP hodlers, it will be a life-altering moment nonetheless. Anyway, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.